Either I organically have a neighbor who's moved in here and sits in his driveway all night every night with the lights on as I walk by, or this is more Freemason gang stalking. You are watched.
We are here over your shoulder and we torture you and cook your brain. Join us now or we will kill you. Join us now or we will keep torturing you. Join us now or we will kill a kitten that looks like your cat.
Hey. That really happened too. Hey, not a kitten, but a cat. The CIA, FBI, I don't know. NSA, Freemasons came and killed a cat that looked like my cat because I knew my neighbors would tell me. When they killed that cat, I had been watching a video about space mirrors a few hours before I went and saw it to find out if it was my cat. And when I went and saw it to find out if it was my cat, there was a nice polished, not polished, I mean just perfectly mirrored piece of like fancy silverware next to the cat's corpse. But I knew that cat because that cat lived on the border between Valley Street and Malvern where the walking bridge is, and I used to see him sunning in the creek and I thought it was so awesome. That's I don't know how true the news stories about it were, but the satanic ritual abuse stories was probably them publishing stuff they did and saying, ha ha ha, we do this to somebody who'd found them out and put it in the news. But the stories were they take a kid and force them to choose like a 4-year-old and say, do you want me to kill your brother or do you want me to kill your dog? And that like makes the child dissociated so their demonic stuff can work. It's too mentally scarring for a child to handle. Reminds me of when I was a kid. Their fake Challenger shuttle explosion where they wheeled carts into elementary schools with TVs on them and said, hey kids, watch the Challenger shuttle. Oh, it blew up. And they'd been for months telling us how great it was that the teacher was going to space and oh, how she worked so hard to go to space and it's so great she's going to be an astronaut. And hey kids, we just murdered her. Ha ha. I mean, they didn't say murder, right? They fake killed her. You can find about the Challenger shuttle hoax. It's like 2 of them had twin brothers. But not really. They just went on living their lives and claimed that they were the twin brother of the NASA dead person. Hey, this is how government works. This is how government actually works. Things like that. Things like, ha 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 ha, this is so funny. We killed her in a plane crash with Beverly Eckert because Beverly Eckert was a 9/11 widow. She wanted truth. She didn't take their $1.8 million back in 2000, early 2000s, when that's now the equivalent of like $8 million, right? Money's exploded so much with the tech boom. But anyway, people didn't used to have so much money. But so Beverly Eckert wanted 9/11 truth, wanted to know what happened with the plane crash. So 8 days after she met with Obama, her plane crashed. Hey, she was getting too public, and they can't have that. She was like a nice, sweet woman too, like well put together and sympathetic, and would have been a good leader for getting legal help. So they killed her in a plane crash. It was out of 7 billion people on the planet, like 350 died in a plane crash that year. She was one of them. Speaking of not a lot of people dying in a plane crash every year, 8 vaccination scientists traveling to Brazil to expose something about COVID. They were going to a medical conference. All blew up in a plane. What was that? A year ago? 2 years ago? Us, the cabal. Not your government. That's how the CIA works. I just went for a walk. I've been trying to be preachy and being like telling people, hey, you gotta have compassion. You're supposed to be like, I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Oh, they don't have any compassion. The house 2 houses down from I just went to 7-Eleven 10 minutes ago, and the house 2 houses down from that house with the car that's always there with the lights on come out of their house. I love your compassion though. And, you know, she's just talking to her friend. Hey. Insane. There's the guy that ran my car. He's my neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Hey.
Join us or die.
This is why the news is so fucked, and ha ha ha, oh no, it's not that way, oh no, it's not that way. It's because Trump had to settle up on his blackmail. They had to organize it. They held it over his head for a little bit, and then... Hey. Anyway. What's up, murder men? Well, just waiting for my turn next here. Gotten bored with it, but... cooked my brain out too much. The demonic stuff is too strong for me to handle. I don't know what to do with it. Feels like something ripping my brain out from the inside. Well, that's why they do their neurotoxin sky poisoning, poison babies with neurotoxins, poison the water with neurotoxins, poison food with neurotoxins. It's not like they're not aware, you know, like these guys they're altering DNA. Like, altering DNA has got to be a million times more complex than knowing that mercury is like massive mind poison, massive neurological toxin, and but they sneak that into vaccinations. They sneak that into mercury fillings. Whatever it is, knows what the science that they're on about is about, and the you know, oh look, this makes your teeth whiter. It does. Also fries your brain and makes you passive and Speaking about fluoride in water, fluoride overdose. Subtle things like how they started telling you need 8 glasses of water a day, when the average municipality's level of fluoride, if you have 4 glasses of water a day, it puts you over the FDA's toxicity limit. But that's daily. I don't think anyone's ever done a lifetime study, so that stuff gets cumulative. It's not like, oh, I wasn't poisoned today because I only had 4 glasses of water. Tomorrow I'll have 4 glasses of water, I'll be fine because that's under the limit. Tomorrow I'll have 4 glasses of water, I'll be fine, that's under the limit. It still builds up in you. That's what they're doing with their 5G mind control, AI mind control stuff that they did COVID to mask. They would have had sensitive, susceptible, poor health people dying in clusters around new 5G towers, but they built themselves an excuse to say, oh, the brain fog I have, that must be that COVID, that damn COVID. Among the side effects of EMF poisoning are loss of taste and smell, and persistent low-grade fever with exposure. Well, that sounds like long COVID. That's weird that COVID and 5G both came out at the start of 2020. Hey. So yeah, see, I just got lots of money to torture me. Torture house there now I know. Hey. I thought it was odd they're going out every time I walk by, but now I know. Another gang stalker over here. This guy's on the CIA payroll, and he sits in his driveway at night. Hey. They don't like me talking about their crimes against humanity. I don't like talking about their crimes against humanity. I like the stuff that I knew that made me compassionate. Oh, it's not their fault they were brought up that way. It's not their fault they don't know any better. It's not their fault. It's a hard thing to use. It's an easy thing when you're looking at a court case. You say, oh, this is why. It's just a sick person, but while they're actively torturing you and attacking you, it becomes a hard... Anyway. Anyway, that's the cabal. That's your government. They did 9/11. They did 9/11, and then for 15 years, not one image of war in Iraq. Then they did the Israeli concert hoax attack, and then they said, oh, look at these Jews. Don't you hate them? Have a religious war. Make them fight so we're safe in our crimes. We will get our Nazi agenda. I don't know what their agenda is, but when they poison everyone all day, they just want total control through zombification of people. Saw a woman crying on TikTok about we should all be ashamed. How dare we watch Schindler's List and then do nothing about the genocide in Gaza? But the thing is, a guy like Schindler was 1 in a million. I'm sure there's been Pat Tillmans opposing them and stuff, but they assassinate them. But anyway, this be they. Must be the people that, oh, you just thought that and you're playing this multiplayer video game? Oh, well, there's a person named that right in front of you. Oh, you're just talking about that? Oh, there's a person named that right in front of you in the video game.
Yeah, I watched the FBI and the NSA and the Freemasons all here inside your...
It's like, don't know what to do with this. Hey. But anyway. Where's the other gang stalker house? I don't know how they keep records or what kind of spiritual woo-woo they work with, but I lost my dog Max after one day. It wasn't my dog, we found him, but we found a nice husky named Max when we were, I don't know, I was probably like 9 years old. Again, with the satanic ritual abuse, trauma-based mind control stuff, that was, it was very upsetting. This guy starts standing on his lawn every day with his husky named Max. Max was a husky that we found. We found the owners the next day, so we'll have to give him back, but every day he sat on his lawn with his husky named Max till I started talking about it. All of a sudden he stopped walking his dog. Being in front of me. I have 3 separate corners when I walk, like, beep, 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 beep. Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm in front of you again. That's life in the Freemason mind control Nazi fake all news. I was so sure they were faking all news because they wanted to corrupt more people, build their base, have future congressmen and future, oh, well, you did the fake school shooting for us, and what's a little sex with 15-year-old? Maybe one day you get to be president. Blackmail stuff. But I really think it's reporters. Like, if they had real reporters running around, they'd get found out. There are people who like the job of reporting and like, protecting people and finding truth and stopping evil. So they can't have those kinds of people running around doing real news. And and real news would have there'd be a chance that someone like me was like, oh, your brother was shot, what do you think? I'd be like, it sucks, but your government did 9/11 and COVID. If they had real news, a witness like that should be on the news every night. 30% of Americans know 9/11 was an inside job. 70% of Americans don't pay attention or are bad at science. Another 20%. I guess I should have double checked my editing and math, but anyway, another 20%. It's 30% no, and then another 20% don't trust the official story. These are the trillionaires who steal all money and want their new world order, their appearance of justice, so people go along with what they're saying. Oh, we'll do a false flag here, and we'll teach intolerance here. Tell them we teach tolerance. Meow. That's my other stalker. Meow. Oh, black cats don't go good on camera at night. Oh. No. Hey. So anyway, that's what it's like in the CIA mind control torture chamber. But yeah, like real news would absolutely decimate them. They can't have real reporters. I'm sure on 9/11, a lot of them were like mid-level insiders. It's like the woman when COVID started, some female reporter was like, no, this is real, guys. Like, you know, it was like a hint to her friends, like, no, this one's real. Like, she thought it was organic and actually just happened. People were saying that it wasn't real, and she was concerned for her friends wouldn't be safe, thinking it wasn't real. No, this is a real one. Like, just a little subtle hint. Ugh. So, like, not all of them know everything that's going on. They say write what you know, and they continually write what they know. They get inspired by things, and after 9/11, which they did, so there were no terror cells, they said there's terror cells everywhere. One doesn't know what the other is doing, and they must have been writing what they knew about their little cabal. I'm sure at the top levels there's coordinated people. But I gotta imagine most of my gang stalkers are like, you know, okay, get this vanity plate and drive here at this time in front of this guy. Okay. It's funny, weird things the CIA has me do, but it's a paycheck. Hey. I don't think they all know the scope of... Yes, you are part of the cabal that tortures innocent people and bioweapon attacks the planet. Just because you're in the school shooting faking division doesn't mean you're not part of it. You're not telling people all news is faked. And they have their beliefs and their sacred, secret rites of evil in there. So I guess that keeps them from talking. I imagine what keeps anyone honest from talking would be blackmail, threats against their family, knowing who they work for, and knowing that they wouldn't be safe if they talked. Things that keep you from growing a conscience. That's why they put presidents for pedophile blackmail. You get to be president and you find out exactly what they're doing, and they tell you, oh, it's your turn next. And then you say, wait, no, you elected Obama. You said it was my turn next. And they say, okay, after Obama, you'll be president. And then they tell you, oh, no, you're not going to be president after Obama. We've picked Trump. And you say, I'll stop you. And then a bomb goes off in Chelsea, New York. And you get put back in line. And that's how your government works. That's how NATO works. Again, there were 3 countries that opposed their COVID measures out of, there's like 160 major nations in the world. Only 3 opposed the COVID measures, and all 3 of them had a dead leader in the next year. The notable one that I can keep in my head that I remember is the Prime Minister, President of Tanzania, I don't know. Anyway, the head of Tanzania, who had a papaya, a car tire, and like a grapefruit tested for COVID, and they all came back positive. Swear sort of like what they did with HIV. Again, they tell their new insiders, oh, we bring social justice for gay people. Like, society had accepted gay people for most all of my life, aside from like some odd bigots, but they do their Orlando Pulse hoax shooting and they say, oh, this is to protect gay people. But if you were alive in the 80s, there's a gay person on that block, stay away, you'll get the HIV. Same club. The same club that's running the rap game, where the people that own slaves, the Freemasons, we give you freedom. Sorry, I lived here and I was walking around here and I was pretty free. No, we just gave it to you. No, sir, I think you didn't. I think I was born free and I was happy. No, we gave you freedom. You owe us money to put into bioterrorism to cook your brain. We call it tax dollars. You don't wonder why the potholes never get fixed. Well, we had to pay 2 Mormons $89 million to torture dogs so that we could teach them learned helplessness, so the witchy aspect, the demonic aspect, the evil aspect, whatever of it, where they already understood that, would be hidden. I say, oh, we just learned helplessness. When you torture a victim to torture them and then torture them, they become helpless and they see no way out of it. And we tortured dogs to find this out. That's your government. And they did that so they could torture terrorists, even though they knew they did 9/11. So they knew they were torturing innocent people. Crazy but true. What they've got, I was just writing about this earlier, but they've got the academic mindset in their mind. Most people pay no attention and they don't care for knowledge. Like, no, most people are like, I gotta make sure my kid gets braces and I've got to work 45 hours this week, I gotta work 60 hours this week, I don't have time. The government's doing that. The academics are like, oh, this food magically appears on my table. These peasants spend no time learning, though. Oh, thank you for more food, peasant. As if half of Harvard, without the pyramid scheme, wouldn't be, instead of dressed in pressed suits, they wouldn't be. Fuck, man, I don't know how to farm. I don't know where to get food from. I don't know, these roads were just here when I got here. It's pretty nice. Oh, the NPCs made it. You can tell anything that creeps into language, that's their thinking. Something they're saying amongst themselves. It's an NPC. A non-player character. The unimportant people who go to do everything honest every day. And they're like, what rubes. Like everything they do has like a mafia thread to it. Very mafia-like. They're squares, they're honest people. They don't know how things work. People assume things work honestly because people are honest, not because they're NPCs, because they're busy keeping themselves from doing the wrong thing. Say to themselves, I would never. No, I could be rich if I did that, but that would be wrong, so I would never. And so they could never join the club of illuminated special people. Oh, you know that triangle fingers are the way. Anyway, so that's all that. They take all the effort and labor and goodness of good people. They claim it as their own, and then they buy a weapon, attack them, and cook 9,000 babies' brains a day with vaccinations and stuff like that. Make you ineffectual, make you unable to put 2 and 2 together to notice. Wait a minute, Obama ran on leaving Iraq. What's he doing staying 8 years? They work on burnout like that. On simple psychological burnout, the same thing that like happens to a high school guidance counselor. They work on doing that to people. You said, yeah, okay, we're gonna. You said, yeah, we're gonna. You said, we're gonna. Man, I ain't got no time for this. I gotta do something.
Keep doing what we said we'd stop doing. Next year we'll send them an elephant, and the next we'll send them a donkey. And we'll tell them the donkey will save them from what the elephant did. We tell them the elephants to save them from what the donkey did.
That's how they govern. That's why people like Ron Paul and Rand Paul are rare. People like Trey Gowdy get run out of town. People like Bernie Sanders win 12 states they polled a lead in the primaries. I mean, sorry, lose 12 states they polled a lead in the primaries when that should just never happen statistically. Like, literally mathematically impossible. Because they rig all elections, they fake all news. And the news fakery is drives to nihilism. It's like, oh, I can't believe this mother chopped up her 4 children and then ate them for breakfast and served them to her friends. Like, you can tell, like, normal healthy people, if they were in charge of faking news, would be like, oh, unicorns, we're appearing in Australia and somebody thinks there might be unicorns, but like normal people have happy thoughts. These guys are like,
and then the mother licked the skin off her baby. How terrible. Be outraged.
It was very funny how all of a sudden immigrants are all over the news doing the most awful things right in time for Trump's Gestapo, like, rounding up. Oh, we'll tell them it's their fault. People know things are bad. We'll say it's the brown people who grow their lettuce for $5 an hour. Hey, they can't hurt the economy if they're bringing you wealth. It doesn't work. It's not truth. Somebody does my roof for $10 an hour instead of a white guy who'd do it for $50 an hour. Like, that helped my wealth. That didn't hurt my wealth. But they love to lie. They know people don't pay attention. They know their brains are cooked, and they've cooked their brains. They know they can set the tempo in the room, and if people are talking about science, they can walk in and be like, oh, what do you think about Jay-Z and his sex cult? Think about sex cults now, but don't think about the leadership of the sex cult. The CIA and the Freemasons. Don't think about the champions of the, they changed the tone and the tenor and the tempo and they are too happy today. When they're happy, we have no control of them. Tell them a mother just spent 8 months raping children with her family. And it's selective. I mean, there's 1 sexual assault a minute in the US, but make sure it only, like, the news is like, oh, we found 4 Venezuelans who sexually assaulted a woman. See how awful they are? Like, America's what, 65-70% white. 1 sexual assault a minute in the US, and I haven't seen a white guy sexually assault someone since that swimmer. Not once on the news, but 1 happens a minute. I mean, sexual assault falls into, some would be groping reports, but anyway, plenty of them would be rapes. Hey, there's another fun one where I just saw some guy, the demographics were all wrong, but he was talking about all the extra rapes in countries that Muslims have invaded, but there's a rape is a special crime. Rape is not reported when, it's like in the post-Civil War South, it would always be a black man rape someone because you're not willing to report it if it's your brother or your cousin or your boyfriend. You have sympathy, you'd be like, oh, it's just 1 time he did that, he won't do it again. But if it's stranger danger that everyone's out to get that rapes you, then you report it. So the reporting wouldn't be even on that, but anyway. He was saying, somebody was posting that, I forget. Oh, it was like the 2 countries that didn't take in Muslims had less rapes, but they had like such a small population. It's like, yeah, of course they have less people, they're gonna have less rapes, but I like to lie with statistics. a story about the woman who backpacked across Afghanistan and the Middle East for like 400 days and then got raped and killed. And I'm like, it's not exactly the proof you're looking for. If she backpacked across Manhattan for a year, she probably would have been raped and killed in much shorter time. So anyway, they lie about everything. Like there's no, you can't make anything better because they're busy lying and breaking things and killing people and torturing people. Hey, waging false flag wars, and what else do they do? I don't know. Poison the sky, they poison the water, they assassinate whistleblowers, they gang stalk, torture people who talk about them. As I stopped to read a meme today, I stopped to read a meme about the Matrix, and what was it? Oh, it was stupid, but it was the only way we were told to get out of the Matrix was with a landline telephone, and they've gotten rid of all of them. But so everybody in EverQuest today when I was playing was, oh, just send the tel to your call. What was what the other guy said? I forget. I don't know, he was like, are you gonna call or are you gonna die? Something like that. Just random chat in random rooms all of a sudden. But that game used to be a friendlier game where people would talk to each other randomly. Now they don't so much. But when they do, whatever zone I'm in, it tends to be, oh, what did you think about the man walking around Valley Stream who got murdered today? I mean, it'll be something specific to me, something special. But only I get to see how their witchy gang stalk works. Their other witchy gang stalk techniques are her, like she, not the news version of it, but like, oh, she just doesn't get it. Oh, she'll join us once she understands. Yeah, so they'd be like talking about you, but not talking about you. I'm sure if you're a chick, they'll say, oh, he doesn't get it. Anything to dehumanize you, depersonalize you, make you an it, so their torture becomes easier. Because they're still human on some level, so they gotta depersonalize for themselves. Oh, we're just killing the brown, ugly people. Don't worry. They don't look like us, and they don't talk like us. It is our right to cull them. It is our manifest destiny. Crazy but true. Hey. So anyway, that's all that. I don't know why I started complaining today, but just the guy sitting there with his car. The gang stalker. He's the gang stalker down the block. I told my friend in a joke, you should get a Tesla truck. You got a Tesla truck. You should see the toys the CIA gives you. Yeah. But that's when I was complaining about they're ruining my 3v3s, the random solo shuffle in World of Warcraft, and making them 5v1s. And I was walking out here at 1 a.m. one night, and he's getting into his car, and he says, enjoying the 5v1? And I'd only complained in a video game, and he doesn't know me, like he's a new neighbor. But when they moved in, like the level of trash that they throw out, just like furniture upon, oh, we don't like this. Like the CIA is just funneling them money. You're on special assignment. Hey. Where are we at? Am I washing it out too much? Where's the CIA Tesla truck? Oh, the cool little roadsters out of the driveway. Oh, did that look too bad? That looked like the CIA was giving them too much money. Hey. They had a cool little red roadster too. Hey, the other guy the guy that ran my car must have been bought for less money. He's only got 2 simple cars. Hey. So that's the hidden society of demonic witchcraft, or Egyptian death gods or something. I don't know. I have no idea. That's how they do. Right ahead is where they hit that cat with a car. Hey. That's what the NSA and the Freemasons are on about. Trump says they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, and then all of a sudden in the news, hey, a woman was caught eating dogs. Well, that's wild. And how did that trend stop? That trend only happened for that week, and then they instantly stopped. Like, starving people don't. That was a fun one. Way back when Facebook made it hard, but you used to be able to just type in a country and see a whole bunch of posts from a country. And it was when they were saying that Venezuelans were eating dogs to survive because communism was so oppressive. You get on Venezuela Facebook and there'd be, you know, like a 16-year-old girl like, is my ass fat? And she'd be on the beach, and there'd be a 8-year-old who's coming home from karate practice. Like, those are not the actions of starving people. But they know they have their media blackout. They know they can just lie all day. So anyway, the reason you don't hear about any of this is because anything organic gets shadow banned. There used to be really, really good conspiracy videos. It would be up and then it would have like 1,000 views. And like 7 months later, it still had 1,000 views. Was that Max Malone video that I've been sharing for years, like probably like twice or a few times a day on, and I know people don't usually click random links, but some people click random links. It's 12 years old, I think, I forget, and it's got 1.6 thousand views in 12 years, and I've shared it like 1,000 times. Ugh. And I'm sure, you know, like for every person who ignores it, for every 100 people who ignore it, there's still one person who sees it, watches it, and shares it to 10 friends. So the views should be going up, but there's self-censorship. This, I'm sure, is another CIA house. This is, I told my friend, okay, they've been working on the house for 2 years, and like nothing's happened to it. And, like the next day, all of a sudden, construction just started again. Like, oh shit, that does look weird. Somebody not developing the house for 2 years in Valley Stream, sitting on $1 million. Like a house like that was really nice. I hate to randomly accuse, but the Mortal Kombat mind control has become too much. Let's see if we're a full CIA safe house. You can't tell. I mean, they're just dressed like people and act like people and pretend that they're people. But yeah, who knows? Hate to, again, not sure about them, so hate to point. But anyway, been joking that Valley Stream is the gang stalk capital of the world now. What, 1 million gang stalkers out here. It was, again, I know I'm repeating stuff I say all the time, but vanity plates are 1 in 50 out here. So around 1 in 50. I've counted 3 separate times. I should go count another 10 times just to be accurate about it. But it was 5 times in a row leaving Stop and Shop that the car in front of me had a vanity plate, and usually something that was like directly something I was thinking, or I don't know, maybe they missed, and so the vanity plates that don't make any sense to me, or something they thought I thought, like maybe their mind reading, decoding isn't perfect. But 5 times in a row, the car had a vanity plate. I started recording on my phone when I left, like the first car exactly when I pulled out, every time. So they stopped, then I stopped recording, they started again. So it was 8 out of 10 times I left Stop and Shop that the car had a vanity plate. Be like I just started watching chess videos out of nowhere, and the guy's license plate is checkers, you know, they have the same board. But the odds of 8 out of 10 with 1 in 50 chance is 1 in 900 billion. Hey, there's the first 5G tower in Valley Stream, right on my block. Hey, I checked, I drove around, I looked for other ones. There were no other ones. There was one on a bank, at a bank. I don't know if it's 5G proper or repeater or specialized mind control, but the only one right down my street. Beep, 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 beep. He thought this. Say this in front of him. Let him know he read his thoughts and control his mind. Well, that's what your government's doing. That's what the Freemasons are on about. Here's a good real neighbor. I remember when good real neighbors used to move into the block. Here's a good real neighbor that I've known since I was a child. Hey. There's Mr. Jacking. Not so sure about you and your punny name, sir. I hate to name drop, but they've been just way too coincidental for the way they work. Again, the other side of my block where I just walk around. I had a crush on a girl for decades, and their vanity plate was just her birthday. That was it. And then the other vanity plate way down over there where I'd wind up, because that's where my friend's mom was going to wind up indigent, because that's the type of person she is and is easily predictable, and they knew I'd wind up there taking care of her probably. They had her birthday in their license plate with Phoenix, PHX, Phoenix, and it was like 2 sequential ones. So there was one day after, and the one day after one, after they started gang stalking, is still here, but the accurate birthday one has disappeared. Same as my neighbor with their accurate birthday vanity plate over here. Hey. I suppose my thinking is that they want to tell people who are torturing me currently that they just started torturing me after I noticed them and started talking about them. But that car, they were there for, 10, 15 years before that. Oh, he thinks about this gang stalk torture him. They want, oh, this guy just blew up. He went crazy one day. Nope, they started gang stalk torturing me. They did their weird witchy mind control attacks. Right midnight. So anyway, that's your government. That's again, like, it sounds crazy, but you look at Taranchiki, first guy inside the Oklahoma City bombing, not first guy, but one of the first responders and a local cop, not involved in any shenanigans. He got inside, didn't like what he saw, investigated on his own, which is super rare for just like a beat cop. But anyway, after a year, he told his family people were following him. He was scared for his life. And what do you do when you're scared for your life? You slash your forearms 12 times. You get handcuff marks on your wrist. You slash your jugular vein, and after you've done that, you run across a field half a mile over a fence, and then you shoot yourself in the head at a 45-degree downward angle, and no gun is found at the scene of your suicide. That's what happened to Taranchiki when he was scared for his life. Ugh. I'd imagine they figured the splatter patterns on the handcuff wrists would, like the handcuff would block a little blood. So they took him off before they assassinated him, and Terrence was like, he was built like an NFL linebacker, so probably fought back and almost got away. I mean, with a slashed jugular vein, he wouldn't have gotten far, but that's your government. Oh, the blackie's running, good, kill him. Like, that would be their attitude. That would be that's how they are. Hey. That's the type of people they are. They've got demons that have hollowed out their brains, or I don't know, maybe they're naturally evil, I have no idea. I'd imagine it's encouragement, and like law enforcement works because people are usually decent, but cops will, they say, like traffic slows down around the police car or whatever. People are just a little bit safer when they're worried about getting caught. But these guys have never been caught, so it just get worse and worse and worse. More evil and more evil. Ugh. They're degenerating into madness of they don't even know what kind of news to fake anymore. Aside from hoax concert attacks to get genocide so they could have that gut punch of how awful. Talk about this. Don't talk about that we're building a 5G mind control network. How awful the Jews when 15 million people died in Iraq and Afghanistan off their false flag wars, and it was how dare you not honor our troops, and now it's how dare you not dishonor those troops, which they're doing a lot of dishonorable stuff, but that's the ugly side of war. That's what happens in war. Like, not everybody's freaking King Arthur. There's a lot of psychotic run-alongs who wanted to go to war because they wanted to find out what it's like to kill a person, or I mean, not a lot, but that shit goes on. They do a selective biased news cycle so they can paint pictures of how they want you to see things rather than how things are. And again, because any actual reporting would be like, oh shit, oh, Trump was at Epstein Island and he was a full-blown Epsteiner, and maybe he felt bad about it and stopped. I have no idea, but oh shit, Obama is married to a man. That's their sexual blackmail stuff. And I'm sure for him they never had to touch him because he's a good soldier, but I'm sure the demonic stuff is like, yeah, you're enlightened, you're special, you understand, and they don't. Only the peasants don't take their husbands. Anyway. I'm sure it was something like that. So anyway, that's all this. I worry about weird things like blood sacrifices and stuff. I don't want to talk about that because it's just speculation. So I don't want to paint a picture on somebody who might be innocent. Hey, again with the when they started on me and the guy that married into my family and taught me to cheat at oh, this guy doesn't know how to drive. Well, I'll almost hit you. Taught me to cheat at Clue when I was 10 years old and babysat by bringing us Lust in the Dust. Eek. Which wasn't full porn, it was a really bad, stupid sexual movie, but anyway. Hey, little kid. But that guy, when this all started, said, you can have my son if you want. And again, I was like, these people are gonna kill me, like, your son's not any good in a fight. Like, what are you talking about? Who are you? What is this? Same guy was like, oh, he finally gets it. Does that mean I'm gonna get a mansion like this? And he had a painting on the wall that he pointed at. That's their join us or die. We've been working on you for your whole life. And hey. But yeah, that's what it's like in the witchy gang stalk torture land. For a while they were doing screaming kids in pain, new neighbors. Hey, just disconcerting stuff. Hey, like, I mean, you know the difference between a kid crying and a kid crying in like agony, and just like, holy shit, like, this is really like, all right, God, you're not gonna help me with this? Like, what the fuck is this? This is a little bit beyond anything I've ever seen. So anyway, this life in gang stalk torture land. I know complaining about it doesn't do much, but maybe people stop thinking that they vote for evil people. I'm not putting that wrong. People will stop voting for evil people who do evil things and then realize, wait a minute, none of us voted for that person. How'd they get 50% of the votes? Because they choose all elections. They must have realized, wait a minute, this sounds bad. We promised Hillary, but if we go through with that promise, and the succession will read Bush, Clinton, and that people might notice that. That's a little obvious. So they brought in Barry Soetoro, CIA asset, Barack Obama. That's his real name, apparently, is Barry Soetoro. Hey. Well, that's your government. That's how NATO works. They've got all the labor of all the good, honest people, so they claim credit for that. But 99% of these people, if you took away police tomorrow, would be civil and organized and good people, because they know to be good people, because they have consciences and souls. And but the cabal's there doing all their evil shit. Hey. And that's how they do, and that's what they do, and that's again, they control all media, so they set the tempo with Hollywood movies and music, and it's no more love songs. It's now this bitch motherfucker. It's no more about talent. It's about who will sell out and not speak about the cabal. Who knows? Hey, that's one of the big demonic haunts. Like whenever I see that, the demons like hit me like, hey, we control men. I don't know. Anyway, I say demons. Maybe it's brain snakes. Maybe it's lost schmarfs from the larfy flarf of flarf. But whatever it is, it wants sick, unhealthy people stirred to violence against each other, so we can't be happy and have evil stuff plink off of us. Can't have a nice, happy, glowing aura of goodness. Oh, tomorrow will be good because today was good and everyone's good and people are happy. No, and the president, and he says tomorrow will be genocide. The club has decided it. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with any of this. This is just what I've gleaned from 16 years of gang stalk torture. Hey. Who knows? What else we got out here? Hey. Oh yeah, the 5G network is live everywhere, but they're hiding it somewhere. Like the towers have got to have a density like, like 10 times better, greater than 4G. I have no idea. I haven't looked into it that much, but there should be a whole bunch more towers popping up if they're hiding them somewhere in light poles, and just so you don't think about it. But a $3 trillion infrastructure upgrade from people who nickel and dime you over, oh, now your cable bill is $20 more this month, and next month it'll be $5 more. But all of a sudden they want to give you free. Oh, I used to instantly download my YouTube videos and watch them right away. Now I instantly download them and watch them right away. So much faster. So they're spending more on electricity. They spent more on infrastructure, but they gave it to you for free because it's a mind control network. It's a weapon. Hey. It's mind reading, and I'm sure mind control wants to get a little bit better at it. And we all vote for Trump. His 50th term is the best term. Crazy but true. Psycho-manipulative, psychotic manipulators. Hey, if you're confused about the way I used to know the way, it's being good to everyone, it's being nice to everyone, it's having good intentions and caring about everyone. And there's nobody that you're better than. There's just people that haven't been taught better, don't know better, haven't learned better. But this evil stuff is the special elite people and their NPCs. It doesn't matter if you kill one. I was a little bit witchy. They've crept into everything. I mean, to be fair, the Counter-Strike guys grew up in Counter-Strike society, but the Counter-Strike announcers, like when I was a kid, Madden would be like, "Oh, what a catch!" I'm watching Counter-Strike tournament, and it's like, "Oh, from the grave, he ripped his soul out, and the fate of the known universe will be decided by the next play. Will he clutch it, or will he go home with his dreams crushed for eternity?" Their thinking creeps into people. It is the most generous thing I could say there. But again, they control all aspects of media, and anyone who's got a microphone, they can't have. Well, Bob, this match is interesting, but I was just researching 9/11 truth yesterday, and it's kind of crazy, don't you think? Like those type of people can't break through. Those type of people become a Patrice O'Neill. What do you know about the Fed? Oh, wow, you died of diabetes at 41 as a rich, healthy person. Well, that's a little weird. That doesn't happen too often. Hey. What's his name? Looking all crazy, got a microphone in front of him. What's his name? Quaid? Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid. There's lots of Quaids. I forget which one. Randy Quaid? I don't know. It was like talking about Hollywood, he said there's a cult of star whackers out here just killing stars. Just watching Anne Heche died instantly in her car crash, but on film she was alive after the car crash. And Anne Heche is older. She broke into Hollywood probably before the cabal took it over as a propaganda arm. So Anne Heche was screaming in an ambulance while they murdered her, I guess. That's your government. Those are the people that can't be caught because they are law enforcement. But won't be caught because, I don't know. Anyway, that's all the darkness. I remember the light stuff. I remember being a healthy person. I remember redemption, healing for anyone. I remember that's how good thinks. Hey, I remember it. Not well though, not emotionally either. I used to be indignant about punitive justice. Now I can't feel anymore. I can't think. Hey. But yeah. Also, life in CIA, mindfuck, torture, America. I have my weird, disgusting, not a real victory. Well, at least they're cooking their own brains, but they don't care because they've got demons thinking for them. The demons are enlightening them, and they're like, "Oh, we're smarter than we were before. I just thought, what did I think? The snake says you think this. Oh, okay. Hey, see how much smarter we are than everyone else." Who knows? Crazy. Hey. But anyway. I'd imagine in my early 20s when I wound up in a psych ward, I got screamed at for 20 years and yelled at for 20 years, and one day it was hot summer, I was like, I'll yell back. I wound up in a psych ward like instantly. I'd imagine that break was, I like to imagine. I was some of the older CIA tech of, you cook the brain here and the person becomes agitated and becomes violent. But when I came out of the psych ward, they marked me. I had a tattoo on my hand, a little green dot. I don't know what they did to me while I was out. Who knows? But I got knocked out for reading the law that they posted on the wall. So this says that you have to tell me while I'm here within 72 hours or you have to let me go. So they came and gave me a shot in the ass, and I couldn't think straight for a couple of weeks. They use psychological. They use medicine as a weapon to cook people's brains, and they run their stories of, we need to get more people on psych meds. We need to, which fry your brain and meow. But I'd imagine that was he's crazy, but that you can't tell in this light, but you can tell it's that tattoo green in the sunlight. Hey. Oh yeah, this was the gang stalk, torture, murder land. This is what they do. What else do they do in midnight? Animal vaccinations don't work either. If regular vaccinations don't work, and regular vaccinations don't work, because you can go find the graphs of polio, measles. Like measles disappeared. The graph goes like this. Like a lot of people have got it. Now nobody's got it. And now they give out the vaccination, and oh look, we cured it, because it's in everyone's head. Measles is a problem, and it's gone away organically, but now they've got an excuse to put mercury into everyone's brain. And other things. And now they say, oh, we removed the mercury. Now it's just formaldehyde. Like, okay, that's got to cook your brain good. It's baby fetuses. Like, I don't know what. It's a million ingredients other than the supposed science of a weakened virus. But again, it's just the disease burned through the population. The susceptible people died. People built up an immunity, and then they come in and poison you, and then they come in and cook you with their jabs, and they make a nice zombified society. So yeah, and if I had my druthers, like if these people were in court, then I could happily be like, oh well, you know, again, they were raised that way. They were scared for their lives. They didn't know any better, and but while they're out there doing it, while they're out there torturing people, while they're out there cooking brains and stuff, well, I gotta worry that maybe they're mandating that my cat's brain get cooked with vaccinations. Your brain get cooked midnight. Oh. They've been bugging you too. Hey. So anyway, that's all that. Science is in the hands of evil people. Media is all sold out and evil. Whatchamacallit. I don't know, thought flew through my head. Hey. Everything they do is to subtly hurt people. Everything they do is to make life worse, make life easier for whatever haunts people, whatever. Trap more people with their, hey, you've done that crime for us, now you've got to do more crimes for us. Hey. What are you gonna do? So yeah, that's all that. That's all that. Meow. Ooh. Ooh. Meow meow. He keeps looking at me. He's spoiled rotten. Although my niece made me feel like a bad cat dad when she made her cat the pumpkin latte. The chicken soup base cappuccino. Hey. But anyway. Crazy. Oh yeah, it was good. That margarine thing. That was the independent YouTube journalist doing real journalism, and the woman went and found, like, everybody's known margarine's bad for a long time, but they bury it, and it was one scientist that she contacted that was working on margarine, working on what bad health effects margarine has, and she called him and she's like, "Why'd you stop?" And he's like, "I got a phone call one day." Similar vein of, I mean, but that's supposed to be the FBI's job, to monitor stuff like that, to catch those kinds of criminals, not to. We've caught more brown people. They were mowing a lawn today, and they were gonna move on to building a roof for these people, and we've thrown them out. One of them was a pedophile. Yeah, but you arrested 2 million of them. Yes, but one was a pedophile. Yeah, but pedophiles are like 1 out of 9 people or something. Yes, but
1 out of that million was a pedophile. Don't you see how bad they are?
But yeah, this shit goes on. It was even stupid anecdote, but not really pertinent. It's probably just a small mafioso-like thing, but it's the guy who started telling people in the 90s that you could just use baking soda in your swimming pool. Apparently had to go into hiding because a big swimming pool chemical came after him, because they're selling you, baking soda for like $25 a bottle instead of $2. Hey. These are the types of crimes that's supposed to be the super agent FBI, and they write their TV shows and say, "Oh, this is how the FBI works. The FBI is special crime unit," but no, the FBI is making sure Taranchiki's assassins don't get caught, and making sure that 9/11 truth gets buried, and making sure that vaccination scientists get blown up in airplanes and it gets covered up, and making sure that people who are doing bad stuff prosper, and people who are doing good stuff, if they do anything extraordinary and good, get killed. It's those 2 kids that were the AI pioneers, super geniuses of their field. Like 2007, they got assassinated. They both, within 1 month of each other, decided to put plastic bags over their head and gas themselves. One of them was working on free open source AI, and the other one was spending his time on the run in Argentina, I forget where he moved, but he was hacking the FBI servers and being like, the FBI, he posted online to whatever elite hacker groups, and like, the FBI is looking at pictures of kittens today. But you gotta detox when you're involved in that much evil, I guess. And again, like, blaming people, like, this shit is way bigger than any person, so it's just that collectively they do massive evil. No. So anyway, well, that's all that. That's life in bioterror, Nazi NATO land. People are like, oh, how come nobody does anything? Well, they cook my brain out. I would have argued way better. If I hadn't thought, oh, I gotta go die, they're gonna kill my family, I'll go die in the street somewhere, and then I get to California and they cut me off with their friendinator license plate, because I was worried. I was like, oh, what if they go for my friends, if I go stop at my friend's house and the friendinator license plate cuts me off in traffic? I was like, oh shit, there's something going on here, or something I hadn't noticed. Ugh. So anyway, well, that's all that. That's the insanity. This is just me venting. News is a giant evil cabal. Probably, I would guess, like half of Congress at least is members of the cult of evil. They own, I mean, they just must own so much. Like, so many people think, oh, Trump will stop it. Oh, Trump was doing it, Biden will stop it. But it's a club. They only select from their own. They use things like useful idiots, so you don't know who knows what and who they can trust to not bother to know. Like, they just trusted that Trump would go on being a billionaire playboy. They knew they could make him look bad. Maybe he's not that involved. I have no idea. But I know he's people's superhero, but he's just not gonna. He's not gonna drain the swamp. He's not gonna lock her up. Oh, I won the election. Hillary was the greatest. Like, that was the next day on the news. Hillary was the greatest. I mean, I say, I don't know how involved Trump is, but he did the fake ear shooting, so. The special people who get away with all crimes. Kill all people. Hey. Cook all brains and torture all people and torture dogs to learn how to torture people better when they know those people are innocent. Like every last terror attack is faked, except for probably some of the rocket attacks in Gaza, but again, that was an apartheid state. I think that's the stuff that people write about George Washington doing so heroically. That was you've got your house now. I've got your neighbor's house. Oh, you're not allowed to walk here. Oh, you're not allowed to come here. Oh, you're not allowed to be here. Oh, why are they so violent? I think that's their method. That's, we've taken this Indian land. Here's a treaty. Oh, we're going to break that one. You got to move here. Oh, we're going to break that one. You got to move here. Oh, the Indians are attacking. They're violent people. We had a right to kill them. Ugh. Well, that's how they do. Over and over and over. Every day, all day. Every day, all day. Ugh. And that's what they're doing in Gaza now. They've got, you know, the same as America. Like, if you were around in America and paid any attention after 9/11, I used to pay really good attention. It was, just liberal voices became war hawks after they did 9/11. Oh, we need to wipe them all out. And, you know, like, that guy was previously, like, somebody who was, like, super against Vietnam and super against... But 9/11, false flag stirred them into violence. False flag concert hoax attacks stirred people into violence. So, like, kids were like, oh, they were attacking us. I don't care. And then they look super bad for... And blah, blah, blah. And they start their hate and they start their wars. And crazy but true. This happens every day. They don't know that life is good when you're nice to people and kind to people and friendly with people and appreciate people. I remember that. That was really nice living like that. People are awesome. It's all those MMO games that I play, all the massively multiplayer games. It's just like the draw is not the game. The draw is that there's 1,000 strangers and you just, you know, be friendly and have stupid times with them and have fun. That's life without, and then these guys, they have their excuse. Oh, we need to bring New World Order. Like, no, you're making shit where there was no shit and starting problems that are going to last decades or generations and ruining people's lives, destroying people's lives. Starting wars that wouldn't have been, getting people demon possessed that wouldn't have been with their baby poisoning. Again, I say demons, I don't know. Skinwalkers, unclean spirits. I have no idea. Things that maybe God is trying to slowly get out of us so we become more better civil people. I have no idea. Nobody tells me nothing, but I know normal sane people. Like I had a friend who was just like the kindest, calmest, but if he got cut off in traffic, the road rage. And not that he ever did anything, but, you know, that's what they do with their 9/11. They make a permanent road rage mindset, and that's what they do with their brain cooking. There's a neurologist on YouTube whose son up and hit a kid with a hammer in elementary school, and they were gonna, you know, lifetime put him on medication and lifetime institutionalize him or whatever. And he said, could you do me a favor and do a brain scan? And the kid had a tumor pressing against his brain. So he's just in pain all the time. Like he's, you know, going to school and being nice, but he's in pain. He's just like, One day he freaked out. That's what they do with their neurotoxin poisoning. It gives you rabies-like symptoms. It makes you more prone to violence. It makes you more prone to hate. Makes you uncomfortable in your own skin. They do it on babies, so there's no noticeable change. Like babies are getting STD vaccinations when they're 2 months old, to be fair. I'm going to be disgusting now. I'm taking a shot. I shouldn't take a shot, but that's their club of sex with babies, so it's a legitimate concern with them, I guess. Hey, I shouldn't take shots. The shots come from the evil side. You see it all the time in reasonable people. They'll expose something, and then they'll be like, "'Cause you bitch," and you know, you just see like something's gotten on their agitation and upping it to another level of. Now we can't talk about this. Now we're defending feelings. Now it doesn't become a conversation or something helpful. Now it becomes a fight. Hey. So anyway, all that goes on. People who took Harvard and Yale psychology classes saying, ah, yes, when you pressure people, they will react, and we will pressure them in evil ways, and they will react in evil ways. Anyway. On repeat here. Don't know what to do with any of this. I don't know how I'm still alive. It's been like a million times I've walked down the street and like, this is the car, this is the one. This is the drive-by. But anyway, maybe soon. Maybe soon. They come finish Phil. Hey. Who knows? Maybe they'll just torture me until I die. But the evil stuff is truly real, so make sure you keep yourself a good person. Make sure you're nice to people and help people where you can, or at least don't hurt people. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Make sure your cat's got a little barn door. He stopped looking right when I put him on camera. He's a bastard. Meow meow. Midnight, you a bastard. I didn't mean to call you that, but meow meow. Oh. He's got an itch that's more interesting than me. Ugh. But anyway, goodness grows from goodness. We're supposed to be good to people, supposed to be nice to people, supposed to help people where you can. Not supposed to be evil criminal masterminds and say, oh, we get away with it and no one will catch us, so we can hurt these million people and kill 15 million people with our bioweapons so we can hide that we're building a 5G mind control network. Ugh. He'll think the brain fog came from the bioweapon. Ugh. So yeah. Insanity. They do crazy things. They do crazy things like the Chinese weather balloon right before the congressional hearings for COVID. So if they get caught on COVID, if it becomes big news that, oh, well, no, clearly I've got evidence that it was man-made. You know, someone walked into an honest congressperson's room at the last minute and said, hey, I've got this evidence. Then they would have had an easy, oh, and look at that Chinese weather balloon was just there. Like China's got a spy device in everyone's pocket that's got TikTok. China has satellites that they don't need the Civil War technology to spy on us, but China colludes with NATO. China did the LARC send up fake war with China. We can't let them have our 4090 graphics cards. The AI is too advanced. When, like, one of the most popular tech YouTubers, the 4090 is like a new graphics card for computers there was a few years ago. Super top of the line, hard to get. But the one YouTube tech guy went to Taiwan to get one because he couldn't get one in the US. And they're like, oh, we need an embargo to stop China. Like, China couldn't get there. Like, China couldn't get on eBay. Like I don't know what spies do, but I'd imagine a spy could get on eBay and buy like 50 of them for, you know, overpriced and just pay a little extra. But it's a nation, so funny money to them. They could have all they wanted and reverse engineer and blah, 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 and steal chips from factories and pay a guy who's making $8 an hour or $6 an hour, selling them for $2,000, blah, blah, blah. Making them, they could have grabbed one of them and said, hey, give you an extra $100 if you just steal 2 graphics cards. Like, it's not like that would be hard or anything, but they need their story, their enemy, their stranger danger, this is why you need us to do all evil for you, so that they can have their cult of evil and do all evil. Hey, so anyway, that's all that.